Maybe not for one or two we're going to see early on in the clean and jerk, but
there should be
having
I believe it should
Shejun on 174, Marty Rossin on 170, Sujajin on 165, and the Pan American champion in 4th place, just 160. That's a decent result because that was a personal best for him.
This is the beginning of the heavier guys, the bigger weights. We're starting to see the bar flex more, reflecting the heavier weights.
This is a bit disturbing. I never like this for a lifter when Christoph Schramiak is sort of pulled off when he's actually come out from the warm-up and prepared and then suddenly gets stopped.
Take away the green, and that'll be
the bar up to 182 kilos now.
Now we have it. 180
no, 180.
Kilos, first
corrected.
Schramiak from Poland.
So Christoph Schramiak down in 10th place as a result of 2 failures at 159. If you're just joining us, Randy Strossen from Iron Mind, together with myself, David Goldstrom, and we've already had 1 world record. I wonder whether we're going to have another one before the night is over.
Nice, strong, clean. Barely had to get set for the jerk.
Yeah, just, you remember he...
Favoring leg again, David said. Yeah, right leg.
So that observation of yours in the first part, Randy, that he just might have just twisted or done something to his knee.
Hopping down the stairs, using his left leg to hop down the stairs.
Yeah, but clearly not helping him, but got sufficient mental strength to put mind over matter there. And he's got a total, of course. And just to put that into context, the total he's got is 335 as he brings that right leg forward and puts it in line. And the man who had the best total earlier in the day from the B group, Peter Yukio from Nauru, 344 kilos.
182 kilos, first attempt.
So Nikolai Schramiak now. Nikolai Schramiak. And 160 kilos he's bringing forward. So Schramiak. I would say this is a fairly conservative opening for him, Randy.
Right, although he's still well below the top level of the prior group, B session. Nice solid lift.
I'd be very interested to see, you know, next April when we all go to Minsk for the European Championships. I wonder what he's going to produce there.
Yeah, a little bit of national pride, you think, giving him another notch in the performance curve, huh?
342. So Peter Yukio of Nauru from the B group leading with 344. Vladislav Lukanin of Russia had 343. Ramzi Balul, I should say, of Tunisia, 343. So these men early in the clean and jerk have yet to get past those marks.
185 kilos, please.
And Pedro, the technical controller, coming onto the stage to... Not happy with the bar, is he?
Well, he was checking for rotation, which kind of surprised me, but there's been a lot of blood on the bar. And anytime there's any blood, they'll clean it off. You have concerns about hygiene. But he was actually checking rotation. Probably nothing wrong with it, just a precautionary thing. But what they're doing now is getting a little blood off.
Yeah, but I'm glad that he's that sharp and he's making sure that, you know, everything's done correctly. The loaders are attending to that at the moment.
We mentioned torn calluses, and that's where the blood's coming from. You know, if a lifter does have a torn callus, he's going to be bleeding on the bar.
185 kilos.
Yeah, well, you might imagine that there's plenty of medical attention around here. Of course, swine flu is a factor in this part of the world as much as it is in a lot of other places. And when you come in here to this giant hall, you have to go through, what's it called, the flu gun?
Flu gun, exactly.
The flu gun, yeah. Sort of spray, and then you clean your hands off. Very sensible. They're trying to do what they can to keep us all healthy.
Right.
This for 340. It's a deep split.
Yeah, push forward as he was trying to save that. I can't help but think, easy to coach from up here, that if he pushed the front leg back, he might have saved that. Dumped it out front. If we watch in the replay, you're going to start to see this bar flexing, as I mentioned, favoring the leg again, right? Coming down, too.
Yeah.
If you've got any sensitivity or concerns around the knee area, that's going to really affect you psychologically as well as physically on the jerk. We've got a dip and drive. Let's watch. See the bar flex. See him push forward. Now the bar's going to come down.
So the bar up 185 kilos, just to again whet your appetite. First attempts posted by Marty Rossian, 200. Sue, 200. This is Shaniak, 185.
Go here.
Yeah, the sort of aggression you need.
Yeah. Little bit of time to get set. You saw the fairly aggressive breaths he was taking. That's to set the chest so that he's got a firm platform, but also get you going psychologically. It's like tightening your belt.
Competition leader on 345.
There's the air. Bar flexing, dip, drive, pushes himself under it, locks the bar out overhead.
But not the clean and jerk leader, because Peter Yukio from Nauru had 190. So, or Yukio Peter.
Exactly, yeah. Easy for us to fall into that trap. Yeah, more blood on the bar. Someone's bleeding out there.
Job by the platform assistants, also called.
Yeah, they're the unsung heroes, the loaders.
Absolutely move more weight than anyone. And how quickly they move really helps shape the contest.
Yeah, and getting it right. They got it wrong earlier in the
yeah, one misload, eh?
Yeah. So, Christoph Shramiak, 185 kilos, third attempt. Even if he gets this, it's not been the best of nights.
5. I think the right elbow came pretty close to the knee, was really driven down with that weight. Closer to saving it, but just wasn't quite there. You can see him losing it off to the left side.
Yeah, he's someone who's consistently done high 340s into the low 350s.
Favoring the right leg once again coming down the steps. Might just tweak something on that one bailout snatch.
It is a very deep split, and that doesn't. I know what you're saying. It's not that deep, but
it's quite deep, though. Yeah. I mean, you're right about that. If the knee was bothering him, he'd be hesitant too.
So here comes the man from Albania, Erkand Shenimai, 156 kilos. So he's got some lifting to do to get back into this.
Okay, don't worry. Spinat.
Good lift, and that would move him into fourth, I believe, right in the clean and jerk overall. At this point.
Let us continue with 188 kilos. I don't
spot on, Randy. 343 total. Same as Lukanin.
Shows how competitive the B session was. Their lifts are holding up this late. We're working our way through the lower half of the A session right now.
Yeah, because if Yukio had got that extra 6 kilos for his third attempt, he would have had a 350 total. I still don't think at the end of the day that's going to get him a medal, or would have got him a medal.
Yeah, I think not either.
다른 선수가 없으므로 2분 안에 경기를 출전해야 됩니다. 30초 이전에 기록을 바꿀 수가 있습니다.
There's the boss.
189.
The new snatch world record holder.
Check out the abs on this guy.
189kg으로 다시 무게를 올려주시기 바랍니다.
189 kilos, third.
Czarniak.
Mikolaj Czarniak.
Trying to enhance his advantage.
출전번호 5번 벨라루시 미카일
Extra 4
차르니아.
kilos. Now, this is going to give him a 349 total, so that was better than a couple of years ago in Chiang Mai. But not as good as he has done. He's done a 352.
Go here.
No.
Yep.
It was going to be a press out on the left arm anyway.
Yeah, well, the arms weren't locking. He might have driven that to extended arms. We'll be able to see on the replay, but they definitely unlocked.
There's always a bit of chatter around whether the press out rule ought to be dumped, and you know, as long as you lock it out, because actually moving the bar up and down is harder, doesn't make it any easier.
Right.
And if you, however you do it, if you end up with locked out arms in the correct way, should you just do away with the press out rule? I don't know what your thoughts are.
Well, you know, once upon a time there was a lift called the press, you know, as well as the clean and jerk. Makes sense. I think a lot of people are always confused when a lift's turned down for press out. They go, hey, the guy got the weight, or the woman got the weight overhead. Why was it turned down? And just sort of a technical thing.
Now, this man is looking for some sort of a consolation prize. Maybe not a medal, but at least a personal best for Ibrahim Ramadan of Egypt, who sadly failed all 3 snatch attempts. So can't get a total. Now wants to get something out of this second half.
This is a heavy weight for him. You know, you could see, I mean, buried on the clean, leaning off to the left side. Not his night. You know, I mentioned earlier that I thought he looked sort of tall. You need a lot of power on the clean and jerk. And generally, the taller, leaner guy is not going to generate that as effectively as someone who's a little stouter.
Marty Rossian from Armenia is just as tall. So
Is he? Well,
yeah.
so?
You know, but you know, the reality is that maybe between them, coaches, often it's the coach who'll decide the weight. More often than not, it is the coach who'll decide the weight, and maybe they've just misjudged the man.
Right.
You know, because you can get fooled. The warm-up can look as if it's going right, and you still make a mistake. But at the moment, his confidence is going to be down.
They might come in with a dance card and then be reluctant to adjust. You know, we've talked at different times about how coaches have to have a broad menu to select from.
Coming in
Same
with a
thing here.
dance card, Randy. Coming in with a dance card.
Yeah. You know, you have to have some flexibility because you have to adjust. You know, a good field general is going to adjust, and they might not be making that adjustment.
So he's going to have to follow himself. So again, that's unfortunate. It just adds to the pressure.
You know, your point too, you know, about the height and the appearance being deceptive. It absolutely is true. Sometimes you'll see a guy skinny as a rail, clean jerk, half a house, because it's all fast twitch muscle fibers. It's actually all things that are taking place at a chemical level, electrical level, synapses firing, on-off switch, that kind of thing. Still, generally, you'd expect a stockier, you know, more powerful-looking guy to maybe do better on the clean and jerk. Anyway, this guy's got his work cut out for him.
So hey, let's have a little imagination here. Clean and jerk world record. Do you remember that? Oleg Perepechenov entrenching at the European Championships in 2001, 210. Might that go tonight?
Yeah, I saw it.
And you know, that's been hanging around for a long time. Something to look forward to, maybe. Well, that is a better clean. Now, come on. Yes.
Nice.
And the first part made the second part.
You know, it's really a nice jerk, too. Everything went where it was supposed to go. Got to be a big sigh of relief in the Egyptian camp right now. And maybe shows they weren't being too aggressive, weren't overestimating the weight for him. You know, I'm with you maybe on this possibility of a clean and jerk attempt, because Lou actually, I mean, he lifted so much beyond here. What he did in the Nationals, maybe the same thing in the clean and jerk. He did 203 clean and jerk in China.
Yeah, 190. And so it gives him a score on the board in the clean and jerk division.
There's a change. 192 kilos, please.
And he was lighter than Yukio anyway, so at the moment he's at least got the consolation of knowing that in a clean and jerk he's better than anybody from the B division earlier in the day. So he makes way for his teammate. Tarek Yahia, 192 kilos on the bar. So Tarek, who did make 156 in the snatch.
I'll tell you, he executed that in a lot of fine steps. You heard the breathing.
Yeah.
He's got to exhale a little bit as he's standing up so he doesn't pass out. Then you saw the adjustment of the bar on the chest, hands going out wide. That's to enable him to jerk with a little bit more security, especially if he doesn't have a great natural lockout. And he put all the pieces of the puzzle together on that one.
Now, Randy, last year, 11th in the Olympic Games, 69 kilos, clean and jerked 172, 192. This is 20 kilos up on that.
That's a lot. You know, I would guess maybe 10 on the body weight increase, so he's obviously improving in addition to getting bigger and stronger, bigger and heavier.
So here's Ivan Kambar, found himself in 4th place at the end of the first half of the competition, the Pan American champion, 192 to 196 in the Olympic Games. So again, it's familiar territory. Come on, bring that leg forward. I think he's going to get this.
He'd have to be in alignment.
That was a good lift.
3 white lights, and he's made every lift, 4 out of 4.
Yeah, looked a little sluggish, it seemed to me, on the jerk. Let's watch this in slow motion. The important thing, of course, is he got a good lift.
Yeah.
Let's watch the feet. Just struck me as not being blindingly fast. It's sort of a soft split. Boy, is he shaking. Rear foot goes flat, which might seem to be secure, but it's actually bad. You can't adjust as easily as if you're up on the ball of your foot.
352, he leads at the moment as Shalimai of Albania comes out now. This is a 5 kilo increase to take him to 348. That was hard. He didn't get hold of that in the right way. Yeah. It all went wrong on the clean.
Yeah, you know, and you've mentioned, David, this idea that sort of how you start is going to influence where you end up. This is a multi-stage lift. You got to clean it, then you got to jerk it.
The other thing, Randy, I mean, you were talking about it earlier on before the competition started, you know, how hard it is to actually keep that grip on the bar.
Yeah, for as strong as these guys are, the handle tend to open up, which is why they use the hook grip. On some of the close-ups, you'll see it at the start of the left. Let's watch this. Hips and drives now. Not high enough. It's out front. You can see he doesn't have the commitment either to push through. Push the head through, all the way through. He's not doing that. But we'll see the hook grip where the thumb goes around the bar and then the other 4 fingers go on top of the thumb. It strengthens the grip so that the hand will loosen up and have the bar basically lose energy as the lifter's pulling.
193 kilos.
Well, Shalimai is a bit fortunate now because he's got a bit of extra time to work it out, because here comes the first of the 2 Koreans. This is Kim. And
a lot of support from the crowd as he comes out.
He's going to need it because the first half was very fragile. Only 1 out of 3 and 153 kilos, down in 12th place at the halfway stage. So he's got to get going now to put some respectability into this. But, you know, 200 is the sort of weight this man can certainly produce. Very
Very strong, clean. Starts with his heels quite close together. Not quite a classic frog leg style pull, but feet in close, powerful. Looked like a powerful dip and drive, but boom, he just shot it over his head. Backwards.
You just sense his heart is sinking there inside him at the moment, because he knows now, even with 2 attempts, that there's no glory here, there's no medal. He's too far behind to bring it all up.
Hit. Yeah, there goes the bar overhead. Yeah, he had a tough time in Beijing. 1 snatch, 1 clean and jerk.
관중 여러분들께 안내 말씀드리겠습니다. 우리 선수가 무대에 올라가서 완전히 다 들어오실 때까지 조용히 해주시면 선수에게 큰 도움이 됩니다.
So Korean hopes very much on Sa Jae-hyuk, who's also got quite a bit of work to do. I think the Korean's got a chance of getting back on the podium, the Olympic champion, but at the halfway stage, he's 14 kilos off gold, 10 off silver, 5 off bronze.
Second attempt, Kim Kwang-hee, Korea.
Well done. Good recovery. That took a lot.
Strong, clean. There's a rule that you can't oscillate the bar, but you can see he's definitely using the bar to his advantage as he was getting set for this jerk. You want to try to use the energy in the bar, get it springing in the direction that you want it to go. Let's watch him get set. Watch this. Boom. It's timed perfectly. A lot of effort. That was 7 kilos below his opener at the Olympics.
Yeah, 193 puts him into the lead in the clean and jerk, but once again, there are 4 men who've yet to even start their challenge. Su of China, Liu of China, Martin Rossian, and Sa of Korea. So should be in for a grand finale here now. Sherimai, a setback for him, 193 kilos. This would take him into silver medal position in the clean and jerk. Yeah, very pleased about that.
So the A session is starting to reel in the top performers now from the B session.
That's a new personal best for him on the clean and jerk, and you can see 349. It was interesting there because remember he failed at the 192, and then Kim came in, so the bar went up to 193, but used that extra time to profit. And again, 21, one of the youngest, joint youngest in the class. Very good shot there.
Yeah, you can see the feet just flying.
Yeah.
The ability to lower your body into the bar depends a lot on how quickly you can move your feet front and back.
So 5 kilos up. But if he gets this right technically in the first part, it really is heavy.
Yeah, at the limit of his leg strength and beyond.
Yeah. But that was the moment when they pushed him. Perhaps a bit too much really for that third attempt, but he's got the 190. 1 out of 6, not much to go home with, but
all right.
Again,
he's young. Yeah, it's kind of a rough night, but you could say it was a learning experience. And you know what? He's got it behind him now. He needs to find whatever the best is he can take from this as a lesson and go forward.
We say junior world champion, which is impressive, but it's very hard. Not everybody makes the transition. So one Egyptian to another in a moment. Tarek Yahya, here he is. His second attempt at 196. So this is 4 kilos up, which would take him to 352. He'd still stay in 4th place at the moment, though.
Coming.
Really wide adjustment. Okay, throw out a little coaching advice. These guys need to squat a little bit more over in Egypt. The legs are just giving out on them.
Well, I was going to say the leg strength is where the work needs to be done.
Yeah.
Second attempt.
Very, very wide grip on that jerk. And still, for as rough as that recovery was, it wasn't like a horrible attempt on the jerk. Get this guy's legs a little bit stronger, he'll punch those overhead. Really has to work to stand up. And as you mentioned, this is taking gas out of the tank. Gas he wishes were there for the jerk. Oh shit! It was really a narrow, shallow split.
Yeah, you just. Now, Ivan Kambar currently in 3rd place in the clean and jerk rankings.
A lot of positive momentum so far in this contest.
Yeah, he's been good. He's made 4 out of 4. This will be harder.
That's the psychological thing. He's pulling the weight. Let's just use the S word. He's scared to go under it. He choked.
He did that in Beijing. But I'm not saying the World Championships aren't important. Of course they are. But the ultimate for athletes in this sport is the Olympic Games. And at the Olympic Games, you don't give up. You find that little bit extra.
Yeah. And I'm going to say a really talented lifter could have gotten under the bar at that height, but he wasn't willing to make that commitment.
196 kilos.
It's heavy, it's a scary thing. You're pulling this really heavy weight up, and boom, you got to get yourself under. It's going to crash on you. Maybe you're going to break your wrist, fall over backwards. A lot of horrible things you can imagine happening.
Just looking at his total, though, we can actually recognise progress, though. There's Dr. Tamas Ayan on the left there, the president of the International Weightlifting Federation. He popped into the warm-up room at half-time to congratulate the Chinese on the new senior world record. What I was going to say about this chap, he was 12th in the World Championships in Chiang Mai. He only made 2 out of 5 lifts, total up to 339. And remember, he's got 352. So, that represents decent progress from one World Championship to another. And he's only a kilo behind at the moment what he did in Beijing. Better.
Well, good for him. He went for it.
Come on.
That's got to be very satisfying. The weight beat him mentally on the attempt before that, and he came back and said, you know what? I'm not going to put up with this. I'm going to lift you.
356 he ends on. He's got the overall lead, both in the clean and jerk and in the total at the moment.
5 for 6, too.
Yeah,
good night for him.
Not bad at all.
97 kilos, 3rd attempt for Tarek.
When he looks at that, he tuned up in the Pan Americans. That was a much easier competition to win at 338, and that gave him a platform to get ready for here. 356. It's not the, it's actually 3 kilos more than he did in Beijing. It's short of what he aspired to because he was hoping to get 361 tonight, but nonetheless, it's an improvement. So now, Tarek Yahya on 349 as his total. 348, I should say. No. Wow.
Yeah, good for him.
Proved me wrong.
Well, he really got that bar moving in a hurry, and I think part of that is because he knew it was going to be a tough lift, and he almost yanks the bar off the platform. Has to fight to stand up, adjust the bar, that extremely wide grip again for the jerk, and you know what? He makes a successful lift. Good for first place at the moment on the clean and jerk.
25 kilos up from last year in the clean and jerk.
Yeah,
that's a heck of a lot.
Yeah.
China.
출전 번호 2번 중국의 루시아윤 1차 시기.
First attempt.
Well, we're going from mortality to possibly immortality, because on to the stage already is Liu of China. Coming in at his announced first attempt weight. Power jerk, and does that really well.
Yes.
And without too much fuss, straight to the top of the leaderboard, 374.
Teammate can do that.
And that's a kilo more than he did in the Nationals,
Second attempt, also 200.
when he was only the runner-up
다음
to
선수는
Su
8번 중국의
Dajin, but
1차 시기 200kg입니다.
Su Jin produced more in the clean and jerk. Is that going to happen today? Are we going to get a role reversal? Su Jin, though, remember, 9 kilos behind his teammate at the halfway stage, and here he is on 200 kilos. So this is just to maintain that deficit, so to speak. Yet again, a power jerk, and you have to say that Liu, rather than Su, the more impressive at the moment, hops into second place. So Zhajun in gold, Su in silver, Kamba in bronze.
마르티오 지안 1차 시기.
And still Sa of Korea to start, and now Marty Rossian to start his challenge at 200 kilos. Sa, who posted 205 for his openers, and that still stands. So the Korean knowing that he's got to make up ground in the clean and jerk. Marty Rossian, another new boy to this weight category.
He did not complete the lift. He will have to do it in a second attempt.
Just have a look at that
Could happen in the
again for the failure.
아르메니아의 피그란 선수 1차 시기 실패
So,
후 2차 시기
Marty Rossian, here you go.
2분 내
Now have a look at the elbows. Up, down. Elbow on the left there, touches the knee. That is an infringement. It counts as a disqualification, and that's the reason the buzzer came in. No lift. An important life given away there by Marty Rossian. I have to say that that particular rule seems to me one that could be done away with, because it really doesn't make life any easier if you do touch your elbow onto your knees. But now Marty Rossian having to follow himself here. This, of course, will give him 370 and will put him 4 kilos behind Liu and 5 ahead of Su, but he can't afford to make another mistake if he wants an overall medal here. Remember, Sa still in the wings for Korea, yet to make his first attempt. seems to be the fashion, doesn't it? Power jerks, and this time absolutely no problem. Well, I say absolutely no problem. One referee does not like that. 2-1. Just having a look out there to see who that might be, but
기구 무게를 다시 201kg으로 올렸습니다.
201 kilos. Third attempt for Kim Kwang-hing from Korea.
출전할 선수는 대한민국의 김광훈 201kg 3차식입니다.
So Marty Rossian up into second place, and now Kim for Korea. Third and final attempt, and really 354 is not going to get him into an overall medal position, but there's just an outside chance he'd have a go at a clean and jerk medal. Well, that's the best of the three cleans. Oh no.
No reason to be so hasty, but here we are. No,
And
what?
just not his night. That's all you can say. A man who's been close in the World Championships, close in the Olympic Games, finishing fourth on both those occasions. And
with 204 kilos
346.
by Lu Xiaohyun.
When you consider that he's consistently done 355, 356, certainly 350s, he'd be very disappointed with this.
77 kilo, established by Plamen Jelyavskov from Bulgaria.
기구 무게가 204kg으로
Getting very close now to the
possibility of a new
total world record, and that's the next step here for Lu Sheshun of China, because he's going for 204 kilos here. This would take him to 378, which will be 1 kilo ahead of Plamen Jelyashkov's world total record, which has stood now for 7 years. He set it in Doha. Jelyashkov representing Bulgaria. And look how straightforward that is. Dips and drives and takes the total world record, and it's only the clean and jerk record that remains. 378, and Lu Sheshun of China is absolutely on fire.
To go, but we are not finished yet. Another lifter.
Now 8 kilos ahead of Marty Rossian. Just have a look at this. Dip and drive with the power jerk. And there's more to come. How much more, I wonder?
대한민국의 사재혁 1차식입니다.
He's not only focusing on winning the title, he's picked up 2 world records. We'd have to put another 7 kilos on the bar to take the clean and jerk record.
From Korea.
And now Sa of Korea. Now this would take him up to 365. He weighed in at 76 kilos 54. This would put him into 4th place. But it is only his first attempt. Just about, I think. Now 2-1 again. But 2-1, 2 whites to 1 red, and he gets it. And that does take him up into,
as for example, Su Dajing from
3rd place. Sorry, 4th place, I should say.
A 205 kilogram attempt in his second occasion.
I think it's Maria del Carmen Mares of Mexico, who's the referee on the left-hand side, who's not been satisfied. Now Sue out for 205 to go to 370 and to go into the silver medal position overall. No.
Not this time. He has
The 209 that he produced in the Nationals, that looks too much, a little bit wobbly and maybe close to the windpipe there. We'll have a look at that in slow motion in a minute.
Tigran Martirosyan from Armenia.
But he's clinging on for a medal at the moment.
아르메니아의 티그란
Martirosyan,
205kg.
the closest pursuer of Liu. He's only got one attempt left. So this is the climax now. Sa of Korea in the gold medal position for the clean and jerk. Martirosyan. So he needs this 5 kilos. He's dropped down to 4th place in the clean and jerk. But he needs to make sure that he can get an overall medal. 10 seconds. Oh no. So no clean and jerk medal. So now the door a little open for Sa, who has 2 clean and jerk attempts, and Martirosyan currently in 2nd place on 370. Su with 1 attempt left on 365, but if he was to make 205, he would go ahead of Martirosyan. Now Su, if he wants to get an overall medal, this is the moment. He needs to pick this up. No, he's not going to. Oh, is he? Oh, he's just got that back onto his shoulders, but it was all too much. And he's left down in 3rd place overall in the clean and jerk. The situation is that Su in the bronze medal position by virtue of lighter body weight over Martirosyan. Sa coming out for 206 kilos in the gold medal position. He knows, does this man, the Olympic champion, he knows that he's definitely got a medal of some colour in the clean and jerk.
That record
can't be worse than 2nd, but
if he is successful,
oh well, here we go. 7 kilos on the bar for an attempt to clean up all the world records. The 24th of November, 2009, the evening.
3rd attempt.
Heading towards 9 o'clock here in Korea, in Goyang. Sa sits and waits, and Liu Sheshun of China going for a hat-trick of gold, a hat-trick of world records, attempting to take the record away from Oleg Perepechenov of Russia. The clean and jerk record of 210 kilos, which has stood now for 8 years, April 2001 in the European Championships. 30 seconds. Not today, but maybe another day. And what that means is that Sa of Korea has got the gold medal in the clean and jerk, and still has 2 attempts left, but Liu with a total of 378. He's got 2 world records, but Sa is now going after the clean and jerk world record that Liu couldn't make. So what a finale to this men's 77 kilo championship.
출전하겠습니다. 212kg를 성공하면 종전 세계 기록보다 2kg 능가하는 합 영상 경기 신기록.
So Saar putting 7 kilos on the bar to go to what would be 372 to take the clean and jerk world record. He's already got the gold medal in the clean and jerk, and it would take him up into silver overall.
12 kilos.
And this is only his second attempt, so he's got 2 goes. If he was to get this, well, I don't know whether he'd have a go at lose 378 kilos. He just might, but let's take it one step at a time. So Saar Hook of Korea, 24 years of age, the Olympic champion, only 160 kilos in the snatch phase, playing catch up. But this is big stakes. At the moment, he's out of the overall medal position. He's only in 4th place by virtue of heavier body weight. So this is to get into the overall medals. This is for a world record. This is for overall silver. No, but he's got one more go. It's still possible.
Take some air. 212.
He's got a gold medal in the clean and jerk. He hasn't got one in the overall. And he hasn't got the world record, but he's got one more opportunity.
사재혁 선수가 2차 시기에서 아쉽게 경기를 마쳤습니다. 잠시 2분 안에 212kg 새로운 세계 신기록 종전 기록보다 210kg보다 2kg 능가하는 세계 신기록에 3차 시기에서 꼭 선전을 해주기를 바라는 큰 박수 한번 다시
Just a little bit forward and the hips back, and he needs to get under, and he's so close to getting that.
관중 여러분, 사재혁 선수가 경기를 다 마칠 때까지 무대 위에 올라오면
the audience here in this Kintex International Center on the edge of their seats, this would be a fantastic way to sign off this men's 77 kilo championship. All the world records would go here in Goyang. There's the situation in the clean and jerk. He's got the gold. You can see he's got 205 kilos, a kilo more than Lou. And there's Su, 200 by lighter body weight, denying Martirosyan the bronze medal in the clean and jerk division. Still a minute in which to compose himself. So here we go. The last lift of the championship. And I don't think there's anybody in the hall who doesn't want Tim to make this.
Third and last attempt of this
He can't get the overall title, but he could get a world record, and he could get the overall silver. He was only 5th in the World Championships 2 years ago. So here we go, 25 seconds to make his mark. Nicely done. Straight for it. Doesn't mess around. There he is. Oh, did he? No, it went down, I think, too early. No, it's 2-1 against. It wasn't up there to the satisfaction of the judges till they told him to put it down. And the lift is lost. The record is lost. The silver medal, I'm afraid, is lost. The consolation is the gold medal in the clean and jerk.
Let us get ready, ladies and gentlemen, for the awards.
The coach is distraught, dismayed. The lifter himself needing a little consolation, I think. The second attempt was close. That was just a whisker away. What a perfect end it would have been. Have a look at this. The clean was very good. It really set it up for him. Strong split there, drives overhead, gets underneath the bar, brings that left leg forward, holds, looks strong, but then before the buzzer goes, he lets go, doesn't hold it long enough, and the lift,
관중 여러분,
the
서재혁
record,
선수에게 다시 한번
and that
큰 박수
silver overall
부탁드리겠습니다.
medal are lost. Well, a terrific competition. Disappointing for the fans, disappointing for the Koreans.
서재혁 선수가 3차 시기에서 212kg.
Well, I can tell you one gentleman who's just standing not 2 paces away from me, the president of the Turkish Federation, believes that was a good lift and feels that the lifter has been hard done by there by the referees. It'll be a talking point. Be interesting to get Randy's take on it. He'll be back with us in a moment. He was stage side for that. We're quite a long way away, so I certainly didn't hear the buzzer, I have to say. And Liu Sheyun almost momentarily forgotten in all the emotion of what was going on there. 2 world records and the championship. The snatch gold medal, the overall gold medal, and 378 the new mark. Now, Randy, you were stage side. I'm a long way back. I couldn't hear whether the buzzer had gone for him to put it down. What was your take on that?
Well, I wasn't really positive what had happened, and I checked with Niku Vlad, and he said he felt that maybe, it wasn't completely steady. The lifter's got to be steady. He's got to have the bar in control. He's got to be motionless. Feet have to be in alignment. Niku felt that maybe there was just a little bit of movement, but frankly, the feeling is should have been passed. I got to tell you, for where this is in the effort, it would have been really great if he had made that lift. He got the weight overhead.
I wasn't sure whether he'd actually let go of it before the buzzer and the put down sign on the bar. If motionless was the question, I thought he was pretty steady.
Yeah,
I mean, with that weight on his head and a new world record, you are going to get some movement.
Yeah, but he's got to demonstrate mastery. And maybe they felt he just wasn't under control.
Maybe that's the point, but what an evening, and certainly the most competitive and finest championship. But here, the result of the clean and jerk, and you can see there the gold medal going to Korea. It's some consolation, but actually, I'm just now reflecting on it. I do think he was hard done by. I think, to be honest, at 212 kilos, that's one heck of a weight.
Yeah, I'm sorry. See, I was slow. You had to translate from English to American. Yeah, I think it should have been passed too, frankly.
Overall champion Liu Shejun of China, 378, a new